Hi besties, hi bunnies. Coffee's cold, truce brewing, let's hit the road. Just Machado wheel in hand, time to unfold. Early light breaks, coffee chilling in my grip. Hi besties, hi bunnies, join the trip. Cruising mass highway, spilling secrets for hours. 1 to 3 deep, no holds barred, owning our power. Squad's got my back, riding waves through the storm. Besties and bunnies, keeping it warm. Got that wild spark, singing random and free. Keeping the vibe alive, just you and me. Trolls creeping in, haters twisting the feet. Weak shots flying, but they can't plant the seed. Jabbing in my style, my fire, my rise. Obsessed in the shadows, watching with jealous eyes. Drama stirrers calling grift, but facts don't lie. While y'all fume, my lights touching the sky. Reddit ghosts lurking, basement critique so low. Keep throwing shade, watch this bunny glow. Meow, 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 meow. Hey. Meow, 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 feel it now. Bunny. Just Machado show, chasing down the real. Besties and bunnies got that unbreakable seal. Meow, 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 trolls fade away. Truth in the air, lighting up the day. After dark or dawn's first gleam, we claim the throne. Just as rolling, meow, if you're in the zone. Meow. Love to my besties trolls. See a truth awaits. Just Machado show. Buckle up. Meow 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 meow. Feel it now. Meow 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 meow. Feel it now. Meow 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 meow. Feel it now. Meow 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 meow. Bunnies.
Good morning. Welcome to 24 on 24, the #1 show in literally all of the land that takes place at 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday, coming from like the south coast of Massachusetts. From that demographic, I am the #1 show. Good morning. I am your host, Jessica Machado. It's Monday morning. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Just seeing your names in the comment section, just seeing the number at the top right-hand corner of my screen go up and up and up makes me feel wanted, makes me feel special. I could never do for you what you do for me. Actually, scratch that. This week, for all intents and purposes, we will be an obnoxious, self-absorbed, over-the-top, confident, almost like delusionally so cunt. Just for fun, just for fun. Sometimes when I'm like self-deprecating, the besties will text me and they will be like, you know what, like I love you, but honestly, like it doesn't come off as authentic when you're like self-deprecating, so stop. So you know what, point taken. We're about to hit like the ultimate level of obnoxiousness. Why the fuck not? Why not? Why not? Why are we faking it? Why are we like, oh my God, stop it, you guys. Oh, I suck. I don't fucking suck. Yesterday, I was at Stop and Shop in the middle of the fucking day, right? I went to Stop and Shop early in the morning yesterday, and I'm in the produce section, and I spot somebody that I know. My husband has known for many years. Grew up with him. And by the time we hit the meat section, and we're staring at the $2.99 a pound chicken breast, which makes me want to fucking lose my mind. I'm like, hey. And he's like, hey. And so we catch up with all of the things, families, kids, all of the things. And he goes, hey, you know what I wanted to tell you? He said, I was working on a job up in, and I don't know exactly where, but like, I don't know, up north, like Hanover, Hingham type area. He's like, I was working on a job and I was talking to a person on the site, just shooting the shit about like, where I'm from or whatever. And he's, said, I'm down from Somerset area. He goes, and I swear to God, the person goes, oh, do you know Jess Machado? And he was like, yeah, my friend's wife. And they were like big fans of mine. I will probably remember that forever because it was like a three-fold, three-prong like moment for me. First, it was like an opportunity for people who have grown up with my husband to either be first known or reminded that he married a fucking bad bitch. Number two, another reminder of like, you never know who is listening to this show. And three, it has taken me so long to build that kind of like depth of listeners and like just, yeah. So there's that. Good morning. Good morning. I'm also going to make everything about me from now on. Why not? Yesterday, listen, leading up into it's the day after the Turtle Boy fundraiser. That daddy secured a fucking bag for $80K yesterday. Okay. There's Fenty dealers out on the street in Fall River that can't even pull that kind of money. 80 fucking K in a bag on a Sunday coming up on a Sunday. 80K in a bag on a Sunday, just like that, like fucking nothing. Effortless. As you know, leading into this, once I was asked to be a part of this fundraiser, I said two things. Everything is like one time, two time. I was like, number one, I'm going to fucking bring it. I'm not going to sit there and do an interview. Now, in defense of everybody who literally just sat there and talked, it was very entertaining for the majority of the day. So I guess just sitting there and shooting the shit and talking to Aiden, it hits. So I don't know if I needed to go. I don't know if I needed to go so hard that I pulled out the fucking dog mask from Halloween 7 years ago. But I did say that I was not going to just half-ass it. I was going to entertain you. What do you get for your money? I mean, aside from freedom of speech and freeing Turtle Boy and pushing back on Massachusetts corruption, I wanted you to be entertained. So I am going to be stuck behind this garbage truck for this whole like section of the drive. Anyway, I wanted to entertain you. And second, I wanted to bring in the most money than anybody else. Now, when I said that, I did not know. You guys, I'm not kidding you. Some of this trash was about to fall off the back of this truck. That's why I'm quiet. And this guy is standing on the back of the truck. I could just fucking turn this on for you. Anyway, see where he was standing on the left-hand side? There was trash that was falling out, and he picked up his leg and like held it in the truck with his leg while he was driving. What a boss. I'm stuck. Oh, here we go. Love this. And this is a tight road, so you can't really go around it. It's fine. I got plenty of time. I'm working. And then the second was that I was going to raise money. Now, more money than anybody else. And I do this because I love competition. I love healthy competition. I'm not out here fucking hating on the Defense Diaries and I'm like, I'm going to fucking get more money, those fucking losers. No. Like, I like to be able to fucking make up competition because it pushes me. And this comes from the days of working at Victoria's Secret. Back when I worked for VS, we used to have competitions about sales goals for every hour or opening credit cards. I was huge. Or like when we launched a bra. Anytime you launched a bra, like when Bombshell launched, I was like, we're going to fucking win these contests. And I keep everybody hype. I offer like rewards. It's my favorite thing. And so I like a little competition for myself. So whether or not anybody else who was on the show yesterday thought that they were in competition with me, it doesn't matter. I was in competition with them. And I'm a petty bitch. So I was the only one who had a whole hour to themselves. Now, we can interpret this as two ways. Number one, I am such a severe talent that we can't share a screen. It's most likely nobody wanted to be paired with me. That I don't get along with anybody. Who could you pair me with? Jimmy, correct. But he was with Emily C. That's fine. That's fine. Jimmy, you wanted to be with Emily and not me? I'll remember that. That's fine. Good won over evil yesterday, and you chose the angel on your shoulder instead of the devil. That's fine. How'd that work out for you? Oh, you didn't really get to talk? Oh, too bad, so sad. We could have done a seance together. We could have done a seance, but no. That's fine. Maybe next time you'll remind yourself of where the fun is. Where are the good times? I have no idea if that's exactly what happened. In my mind, I was building up this story like that's who he picked or whatever. Anyway, I was the only bad bitch by myself. I don't need anybody. All by myself. Don't want to be. I could do it all alone. All alone. And I did. And if you break it down per person, I did generate the most money per person. If you break it down by money per minute, I did raise the most money per minute than anybody else. And I am going to fucking carry that to the grave until the next fundraiser, which will probably be for my own legal defense fund. And I will raise more money then. What? I didn't even do any like promo videos or anything like that. I did alert everybody. I know the bunnies, some of you held off on your donations until my time slot, but so what? That's the game. That's what we're doing. I just saw somebody say I ignored my family for 12 hours. That's great. So anyway, basically what I wanted to say is that I am the fucking queen of the fundraiser. I'm making it all about me. And I'm so proud. Now, granted, none of what I did could have been done without any of you. And you all donated. And I think that just goes to show that this is a fucking army that we built during wartime. And we can do anything, essentially. Essentially. Add it to my resume. You know what? When I'm out here fucking shopping around my fucking show to these businesses who want to like pay for ads, listen, you know how powerful I am? I can raise $10,000 in 1 hour. I went downstairs and Jeff was like, how did it go? And I was like, I raised some money. He's like, I know. He's like, how much? And I said, guess. And he was like, I don't know, $2,000. And I was like, bitch, 10,000. And the first thing Jeff said was, not for us. And then Julie and I were texting and I didn't answer her during that hour. And I was like, sorry, I was on the fundraiser. And she was like, oh, how much did you raise? And I was like, guess. And she went like 1,000. And I was like, 10,000. And she's like, Mom, that doesn't even make sense. What do you mean? And I was like, yeah, 10,000. I was like, he raised $80,000. And she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. So it was great. Now, I will admit, I didn't spend a lot of time on throughout the day. I started it in the beginning, so I watched the beginning, and watching the Tully body cam video was interesting. Number one, bad vibes, right? I get it was good to play something we hadn't seen before, but bad fucking vibes with that whole situation. Just looking back at that and how it went down, it's triggering. I don't know how you'll never get over it. He's never going to get over it, ever. So watching that was just kind of crazy to see that all years later. But I did pop in almost every single solitary time, just to basically see if people were doing a good job and if I needed to up my game. That's it. I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday. I'm up to my eyeballs in fucking oyster shells. Okay, I'm almost done. So I was just doing oyster shells all day and back and forth between music and things like that. So let's go to society and get a coffee. Oh, I just realized I have my wrong fucking, oh, my debit card. Okay, well, I think this debit card will have to do. I think. Shoot. All right, hold on. I have to move money. So we have so many things to discuss. So many. Let me. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
How can I help you?
Hi, can I do a large iced white chocolate pistachio made with whole milk?
Pistachio, anything else?
That's it.
You're all
Thanks.
set, hun. Of
Thank
course.
you. Let me just, I gotta move money from one account to the other. Stand by. Set. Okay. So, well, we gotta close my window because we're right in the depths of the line. All right. So anyway, I did pop in. I was listening and watching yesterday. I want to clear this up. Aiden mentioned it on the stream last night, and so on like on my children, on my grandmother who is deceased, like on everybody who I hold dear and true to my heart, I did not listen to. Was it Nanthrax's space? Like, was it hers? I don't even know who hosted it on Saturday. I don't have a problem. Laura, you're right. Let's get an agenda first. Let's get an agenda. Laura, you're 100% right. Let me pull up my phone and write myself an agenda. You're exactly correct. We need a fucking agenda. Okay, so we're going to talk about Nanthrax. Let's see. Pat Ford, Jake, Valerie. Let's see. George's room. Town mail. Is that it? Wedding. Politics. Okay. All right. The tentative agenda for today: Nanthrax, Pat Ford, Jake, Valerie, George's bedroom, town mail, wedding, and politics. Thank you. Okay. All right. So it's definitely gonna be a 3-hour stream today. 100%. Lock in. Get your own fucking society coffee and lock the fuck in. Sorry if you're listening to this at your desk. This is gonna be like a very like fucking cocky stream. Like cocky is the good word today. We're cocky. Also, add Alex Cooper to that agenda. So I don't have an issue or a problem telling you that I listen to your petty streams or your stuff. Like, I don't have a problem admitting that I like looked up someone's kid on Instagram and I didn't look it up. Somebody sent me the link, but accidentally double clicked. Like, I don't like, why would I lie about whether or not I was listening to your stream as it was happening, Nan? When I hear somebody say something with such confidence, like, oh, I know you were listening. Like, I literally sit back and I go, like, but I wasn't. So why are you saying that with such confidence when it isn't true? Like, it literally is peculiar when you have absolutely no proof that I was doing it, that you would say it with such confidence. I don't know what to tell you. I was not listening. When I tell you I don't go to people's accounts and look at their stuff, I don't go. When I tell you that I have people blocked, so out of sight, out of mind, this is a skill set that I have developed over 20 years on the internet. I know myself. I know my personality. I know that listen, the majority of you on the internet currently right now, right, are listening in the shadows. You're lurkers. You don't comment. The majority of you do not know what it is like to read a comment about your body or your weight on the internet, or about your parenting style, or about anything like that, for that matter. Derek, you're here.
Yeah.
The chat was worried we didn't hear you. So they were like, no, Derek. Oh, good morning.
What's up? I came back just in time.
You did?
Straw day, I think.
Say it again.
Straw Monday.
It is a straw Monday. Have you thought about giving me your
Card
Venmo?
didn't work.
Oh, I knew it. This one.
What were you gonna say?
Have you thought about giving me your Venmo so the chat can wish you a happy birthday?
No, probably not.
It was Derek's birthday yesterday, and I asked him for his Venmo, and he wouldn't give it to me. Chat is saying happy birthday.
Well, thank you. But I also don't need money.
We'll see. Maybe I'll ease you into it. It's fine. You'll see. How was your birthday?
It was good. I went to Boston.
Yeah.
Went to the Museum of Science.
Oh, nice.
It's nice of it. It wasn't as bad as a drive.
I think Jack and Abby went, and they jumped on the train and took the train from Fall River up there.
That would probably be better.
Yeah.
I drove.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Steph and then Daniel. I don't know.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. I thought you said Daniel, and I had questions. So that's a good day.
We went on the way back. We stopped at Quincy, like Quincy Boys Reservation. It's like big cliffs and like a lot of like rock.
Yeah.
Stuff. Like a lot of like graffiti on it.
Oh, nice.
Stopped there and then we came back for a while.
Oh my God, I've heard about that.
They're good.
They have a band? Do they have a band or music?
I don't know.
When was this, Saturday?
Yeah. No, yesterday.
Yesterday.
No, yesterday.
So it was a hot day.
Sunday.
Sunday, that's right. Nice weekend. Nice
Once we got to
birthday.
Quincy, though, it was like peak temperature, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh boy. Can't have that happen.
Hey, large.
Their espresso machine is giving them a hard time. Thanks, pal.
I'll see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday? All right, pal. Thank you. Bye. All right, we're good. Okay. So straw. Derek made the executive decision. It was a straw day. Stand by. All right. So as I was saying, I I really, do you realize like my brand or part of my brand is that I say what other people don't think? Like that's part of like what I'm known for. It's the reason why people like listen, because I say kind of like, I don't know, the truth about issues and things. Why would I not admit to listening to a space? I'll get to it maybe, or I will listen to it in the way that I did, which was the following day, Jimmy played it on his stream. That for me was perfect. I popped into Jimmy's live stream. He just started playing it, the part where they were talking about me. And I was like, this is the best of both worlds. I don't have to listen to them fucking caw, and I get to hear what was being said about me, and then I get to tap out. I can assure you, if I was listening, I would have told you. Saturday was a wonderful day. I spent it like it was perfect. There's like a very deliberate effort to like slow down yesterday and Saturday because we're getting ready for the weekend where things are going to be very intense. And so there was a deliberate effort on the part of my daughter who went for a massage on Saturday morning. Planned it so that she was driving to Boston to go pick up their wedding bands and having lunch up there, like slowing everything down. And that included for me taking a drive out on Saturday with my Mazzartino. We head out to, well, I'll tell you how it works. So we head through Fall River, through Tiverton, and we stop at, what the heck is the name of the place now? I don't think McCrae's is it. Somebody from the area will know. It's like right, if you go past the casino, God, I miss the casino. And you just keep going straight. It's on the right-hand side. The name is escaping me. Did I see any deer? Romy, yes, I posted a video of them. Yes. And we go and we pick up clam cakes. A dozen clam cakes. I realize and recognize some people don't know what clam cakes are. They are like dough with clams in them, and then they're fried, and then you have tartar sauce with them. What is the name of the seafood place? Anyway, it's a great place. It's a great vibe. They made like an outside area, and it's anyway, whatever. Fucking, we stop there. We get that and 2 cans of Coke. It's going to be very specific because for some reason, this place, their cans of Coke are ice fucking cold. So we stop there and we drive out all the way to the end of that road in Tiverton. And then we make a decision. Yeah, kind of like conch fritters. Correct. Nope, not Evelyn's. Nope. It's before all of that. That's not the same road. Close. It's McCrae's. Thank you, Lauren. I was going to say, if Lauren Tansey's in the chat, I'm going to wait for her to say it's McCrae's. So, and then we drive out you get all the way to the end of the road, and then there's a decision to be made. Now we're in Adamsville, technically. And you get to this end, on the left-hand side at that stop, there used to be a store called Simmons. And my whole motherfucking life, it's this small, yellow, old building. On one side, it was an old store. And on the other side, it was ice cream. And anytime throughout my life, we'd go to the beach, we'd stop at Simmons on the way home for snacks, sweet treats. As I got older, I would go by myself and take drives out there. I'd always stop at Simmons and grab a drink. They used to have a bulletin board outside, obviously seasonally, And I used to sit there and I used to look at all of the things on there. I'll never forget one time, there was not one time, two times, there was like a paper posted on there and it said, looking for a nanny for the summer for my two girls, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was 19 and I was like, I should call and I should do this. I'll work down here at the beach or whatever. And it had like little papers at the bottom you could rip off. And I ripped it off and I didn't have a cell phone back then and I lost it. And then the next time I went out there, the paper was gone. I missed an opportunity to be a summer nanny in the rich area of Adamsville when I was 19. These motherfucking bikes, these motorized bikes on the road like regular fucking cars need to fucking stop. I am so fucking over you. Just know. Anyway, when you get to that road at the end, if you go to the left, that means we're going to Elephant Rock. If you go to the right, that means we're going to South Shore. And we always make a decision at the last minute which way we go. I was driving, so I get to pick. We picked South Shore, drove out to South Shore Beach. There's a, I'm letting you in on so much right now, but there's a house. I don't know if anybody has ever gone down the back way to South Shore Beach. We don't go into Little Compton, the main road. We do the back roads. Well, there is a house that was built, I'm sure it's 20 years ago at a minimum, but it feels like it was just yesterday. On the right-hand side, that Jeff and I say looks like the Human Centipede house. It's on the right-hand side, and I swear to God, it has like that like glass area. It's every time we drive by it, Jeff will say it's the Human Centipede house. It's, I don't know. It is a very long ride out to South Shore Beach, especially if you go the back way, but that is the only way to go. If you are not listening to music or having a conversation on the whole drive to South Shore Beach, are you even doing life right? So then we get to the beach and we park. We always remark on too many rocks and how the shore has been depleted over the years. And back in the day, there was so much more frontage. And now it's down to nothing. And I don't know why the state of Rhode Island hasn't rebuilt this beach and dredged up sand from the bottom of the ocean floor and fixed it. But it is such a fucking waste that they haven't reestablished this. And it's sad. Because I had many memories. This was the beach I went to with my children when they were growing up. Because what you could do was you could back your car into the space and you could be right there. So you didn't have to walk. So as a mother with like 3 kids under the age of 8, I could back my car there, walk down a couple rocks and be in the sand. But it's not like that anymore. It's really fucked up. And it's like, it's $25 a day for out-of-staters to park now. It's in Little Compton, yes. So then we went for a walk, and we go like there's a behind the ocean area. There's like a pond area. We always go check out over there, and then we went and walked all the way up and around, and then we came back, and then we looked for some good rocks, big beach rocks for me to take home and paint. I only took home one because I respect the land. They had to put some laws in place in Westport. You can't take the rocks out because people were coming and taking them, probably like building whole fucking houses with them. So I take like one every time I go, just one. Souvenir, trinkets. But I actually got a big one because I'm going to paint it for my daughter's wedding. So I picked out my favorite rock, and then we drove around this other section just a little bit to take a peek at the summer houses there. And then we listened to music, drove home. And now at this point, it's little golden hour. So now we're looking for deer. We found them. There's a video on my ex account. Jeff and I were listening to Kings of Leon, and we turned the bend, and there they were, beautiful, beautiful deer. So we, stopped and took a video, and then we drove all the way home. And during that whole excursion, not one motherfucking time was I thinking about Nan on a space. Not one time. I never even thought about it. I was in nature. I disconnected. So I don't know why you would say that, Nan, with such confidence. The other crazy thing is, like, I wanted to get into it with Aiden last night, but I wasn't sure, like, is this what we're doing for this show? So I didn't want to go deep, but like, I listened to this, and like, she overlooks it or downplays it, but never once did I ever say a word about Nan until she put up that very long attacking post towards me when she was defending Brian. That is facts. That is the truth. And she glazes over that during her space with like such delusion. I don't care. I don't need to like reassert myself in it, but it is very obvious, Nan, that you don't want to elaborate or discuss that I was out there basically with you above the line on the Horizon social chart. No matter who you were friends with, no matter who you were shitting on, I was like, I maintain I've only had a kind interaction with Nanthrax. She's above the line. And you came after me. And the way that you framed it was that, like, I was just relentlessly attacking Brian. And that also is not true. I gave my valid truth journey about Brian for my own personal satisfaction. And the very first time I talked about him, it is not bad. I understand. A lot of people can't get over it because at the time, nobody was publicly talking about people in this whole arena. Nobody was saying everything. Everybody was being fake ass bitches. But then here comes Jess Machado on the scene. And she's saying, like, you know what? Here's my experience with this fucking guy. And that it was in itself so crazy that people automatically equate it to like a real crazy attack on Brian. It wasn't. Go back and listen to that first show. It wasn't that bad. And what happened after that is that Brian like made me a target. By the way, rightfully so. You don't see me bitching about it. Brian didn't say shit about me until I talked about him. You don't see me sitting around crying about it like Nan. No, I deserved, Brian, deserved. I deserved you talking about me. I deserved you saying shit about my fucking repo. But let it be known, motherfucker, you were going at me after I did that. Every day you were going after me in crazy unhinged posts. And if I was countering it or having fun with it, you bet your ass I was 100%. So this whole crazy like timeline that Nan is putting together would never fly in a courtroom, Nanthrax. We had to go through a timeline. So to listen to her like talk about it, it's like so weird. And then she's like, you know, is it in good taste for a woman who was fluffy to make fun or fat shame another girl's like weight? No, it's not in good taste. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. You are not fluffy. You are not fluffy. You are security heavy, as Cardi B would say. You are security heavy. I'm security heavy. Now, because you're giving butch lesbian vibes, when you were security heavy, it didn't come off as feminine or pretty, but still, you were security heavy. Get it right. So she justifies it by saying, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. It is just like these like Christian women who will shit talk you all day long and then be like, I prayed about it. I asked God for forgiveness. Before I went to bed at night, I said my prayers. I prayed about it. And I asked, I am not perfect. I'm not a perfect human, right? And then the next day, doing the exact same fucking thing. I just missed a bunch of boats launch from here. Where are you going? Are you going out in the water to go look for stripers? I hope nobody in the public sees me right now, just so we're clear. I got on a tank top, but it is a thin tank top with no bra. There's severe nipple action happening right now, but it's too hot. It's 70 degrees to start. So I didn't want to put on a bra. I just wanted to keep on my soft tank top. So we got my favorite Kelly green pajamas from Target. We just left that on. Oh, this is a like Coast Guard survey boat that's launching right now. But then there's hi. Yep, guy just pulled on the side of me. Have to hold my hands over my boobs. I have a sweatshirt in the back. We might have to grab it. You want to see what I'm saying? Okay. Hold on. That boat just launched in. Why isn't this working? That's better. Can you see? I'm sorry. It's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers survey boat. Georgia's been on one of those. That's the kind of stuff that Georgia does. You can't see the other boat. There's another boat coming, though. Oh, here comes another. What is this? Oh, this is the Somerset Fire Department's boat. So currently in the water, we have Somerset Fire Department. Yeah, we definitely are going to need a sweatshirt. I know some of these guys. We can't fuck. Hold on. Oh, yeah, we can't. I already can see Jess Walsh asking if they're single. Probably. Probs. You guys listening to the show right now? Hold on, we got a sweatshirt so we don't get... Jesus. Okay. We're fixed. We're fixed. Okay. What are you guys asking for? A close-up of what? The guys? What? You whores. Fucking Monday morning whores. Anyway, all of this seems so insignificant, the annual stuff. Anyway, I don't know, like, so what was the point of your Saturday journey? Like, you wanted to talk about, like, how and why you got to where you are with all these people? Like, who the fuck here? Why do we need a fucking class on that? Why do we need any of that? Like, what was the fucking point? I didn't listen to anything. Again, we're all about myself. Like, was there something disclosed during this? Was there a skit? Was there something funny? Why are you doing spaces for nothing? Just to basically talk about all your problems you have with people? That's the most boring thing in the world. It's very unfair to the people who are listening. I heard like Meredith was, I don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. I think they're training people on the boat because the boat is like circling and coming back. I put on the sweatshirt for fucking nothing. Fuck it, let's do it live. So anyway, whatever. I was not listening. That was that. Yesterday, another day to kind of like go slow, take things easy. I had to bring Georgia to work in the morning because she works at the school in the mornings on Sunday. Georgia is getting ready to take over for this job. So she was training for the springtime. So she basically takes care of some of the animals in the summertime. The person who had been selected for this job previously, I'm just shutting the car off. I'm raising Fall River Whores. He's graduating. He's a senior. So it was his last day on the job because they're graduating this week. So Georgia gets her keys and all of her things starting today. So that means every Sunday she goes from now until the end of the school year. At the end of the school year, she can choose if she wants to go on Saturday or Sunday. And she spends about 2 hours in the mornings taking care of animals, feeding them. And they have a lot of animals. Now, we're not talking like cows or whatever, sheep or ducks or any of those things. Georgia is in like the area where she works. There's skate, seahorses, all of them are in tanks. So she does that. And then in the summer, she has to go every other day. So we've been talking about this. She can do it on her own schedule. She can go whenever she wants. But I think what she would like to do, and I hope that she does, is she wants to get up every day, just like school, and get dropped off at the same time. So 7:30 in the morning, leave at 7, drop her off at 7:30, and then I've got 2 hours to go and get her. And she would be doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I would suggest, Sunday, but maybe Saturday, who knows. So she'll be doing that. And that'll be good for me because, we haven't had a summer of 24 on 24s. I don't know what that's going to look like without driving Georgia to school. You know what it looks like when I'm not doing school runs. Sometimes we start at 8:00. I don't know. So I think I need the schedule. So I'm going to kind of tell her, listen, I'm your ride. And until you're driving, whatever. Listen, I think we're going to be fishing. I think we're going to be fishing in the mornings. So whether we're here or at another spot, I think like in the morning, we're going to get up, we're going to do our drive, we're going to get our coffee, we're going to go pick up bait, and we're going to go fish. I don't know what the summer is going to look like. What are we going to do? I mean, I don't know. We haven't done a 24 on 24 in the summertime before. So anyway, we'll figure it out. So anyway, that was Sunday morning, had to bring Georgia. I went over to Stop and Shop to grab some things. We don't want to go too heavy on the groceries this week because things are a little busy because it's wedding week. So I didn't do like big grocery shopping, essentially. You know what I mean? And then I came home and worked on all of the crafts projects. Then I got ready for my show for Aiden, and it was a very quiet and relaxed weekend. Which brings me to the next thing. I don't remember exactly what time it was, but I received a text message from someone, and I guess if I have to, I can show receipts on things. I do have like these 3 women. Each one of them pays attention to a different facet of the online community. They will always text me when something is going on. And it's like just to alert me and let me know but they understand that I'm not watching or I'm not listening. They get it. So they will alert me. So I was alerted that there was a space happening last night and I might want to jump in and I want to listen. So the number one reason why I listen anonymously is not because I don't want people to know I'm there. That's not true at all. It's usually whenever I listen and my name pops up in a space, the very first thing that happens is somebody will be like, oh, Jess Machado's here. And they make me a speaker and I have to talk. And I don't necessarily always want to do that. So if there's an option to listen anonymously, I'll do that first, no matter who it is, because I just don't want to be asked. I'm not your fucking puppet. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to get provoked into anything. Can I just sit and listen? Like when you're on a space, there's like at the top of the space, there's like, like the 6 people that are like bouncing back and forth between host, co-host, and speaker. And then there's all of the other wonderful people at the bottom that are like listeners. And sometimes I just want to listen. And also spaces are so chaotic. I need to get my footing. I need to hear what's going on. Where are people? What's happening? So I don't want to just go in there and raw dog it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, somebody's like, be a speaker. Then if that happens and I don't get to be anonymous and I'm in there, I have to comment. I am just here to listen. Like, I'm just listening. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. So sometimes I will listen anonymously. So I don't know who was hosting this space. Was it Diane maybe? I'm not really sure. But as soon as I clicked in, I literally heard Val saying to someone, I can't remember who, so do you like Jess Machado or you don't? And this proceeded to go on for an extended period of time where everybody who was a speaker was being asked if they're like Team Machado or Team not Machado, or do you like Machado? It was Diane, not Machado or whatever. And I just want you to know, in the spirit of being cocky, do you understand that my default emotion to clicking on an internet space with like 70 people in it, and that I am the subject, no matter whether it's bad or good, makes my dick hard? Do you understand that? Like, how can I express this to you? At no point or no time do I ever feel on my children or anything like, oh my God, they're talking about me. Oh my God, I'm mortified. It's the opposite. It's literally like, look at these fucking people talking about me. Like, I have made it to a certain level of popularity when there are a bunch of people online at night on a Sunday who have never met me talking about me. That to me, like, I don't know if you understand this, but like, this is the type of like visibility and popularity that I like have been working on for years. So like, it is never offensive. It is never upsetting at all. Now, do I take notes? Yes, I do. Surprisingly, Menners was like, I'm Team Jessica. I did not see that. I thought for sure it would have been a no. So I was like listening and I was like, wow. There are some people who I don't know who they are were like, no. I find it interesting that Valerie is like asking this. Like what's the point or what's the reason for that? Who knows what goes on inside her head. But she was like asking this question, like trying to square up people and see like why, you know what I mean? Like whatever. So I don't know if it was a KMS thing because Menners was in there, but Val was in there, and there's people that aren't KMS in there or whatever. So I don't really know. I have no idea. And so there are a bunch of other people. There, I'm trying to think of the name of the person that was like, no, not Machado. I can't think of their name. Some guy. I have no idea. So there's that. And then in the plot twist that I didn't expect, that some people will say they called it and they knew how it would go. Somebody asked Jake, and Jake said, and I heard it in real time. It didn't come to me after the fact. It didn't come to me out of context. It didn't come to me as a clip. It came to me as my ears heard it. And Jake said, Jess Machado definitely likes me more than I like her. And I literally at that moment was like, okay, so we're done. Okay, we're done. We are going to blame Jake and Kane and everybody for me becoming the absolute hardened bitch that I am about to become. Jamie Lynn, can we be done? Yes. So I instantly texted Jake and I was like, is this what I heard? And he was like, oh, no, I don't think. And I was like, no, I heard it personally. He's like, yeah, I did say that. I went right into my YouTube because I was upstairs on my desk. I went straight up to my desk. I went right into my YouTube. I removed Pat Ford as a mod. I made a decision right then and there that I am all set with all of these people. And here's why. If I have to 6 months from now go back and explain how I feel or what I felt about the KMS world, I'm going to explain it just like this. I have been a fan of Kirk Minihane. I've been a fan of Kirk Minihane's for a very long time. His voice on the radio is very comforting to me. I also very much was pulling for him when he was down bad years before this bullshit that he has right now with the show and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with like the current Minifan network or any of these things. I'm 50 years old. Okay. So I've been a Kirk fan since before some of these fucking kids were even born. So obviously I'm in a world here, right, where I'm on the internet and we're all on X, and there's a Minifan group of people that are fans of Kirk's. And I felt organically like I wanted to be a part of that. I'm a Kirk fan. Wait, I want to listen to his shows more and get the inside jokes. Like I want to be a part of this. It's not easy. They don't let you in. They're not nice about it. Right. But I still was like, no, I like Kirk. I want to be a part of this. Also, why can't I be a part of this? Right. And so when Bitches Week came around and Menners was like trying to find people, Menners messaged me and he set up that spaces for me to jump on and like sell myself to be on Bitches Week. And I was like, listen, I don't know all the inside jokes, but I'm a fan. And Menners was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. And I was like, yeah, no, whatever. No, but I made a resolution right then and there to be like, you know what, Jessica, if you really want to be on Bitches Week, maybe in the future, if you really want to be in a studio with Kirk Minihane, you better fucking put in the work. And so I made a commitment to myself to immerse myself into the Minifan network and in the world to listen and watch and get to know these people so I could better myself so that when called upon, I would be ready if I was ever called upon. And at the beginning, it was effortless. You just pop in and you listen. What I've learned since then is that these are like highly dysfunctional spaces Everybody yells at each other. Everybody calls each other like a fatherless faggot. Everybody calls each other a retard. Everybody calls each other names. They all hate each other. They all get into these fucking fights. There's all this bullshit happening. You never really get a good fucking conversation out of anything that happens. It's a fucking mess. So there's that. I learned that. Then Manners hooks me up with Kane, and I get the undercurrent, like Manners should have had me on his show, but he thought I wasn't good enough for him, so he gave me to Kane. So out of spite to Manners, I was like, I'm gonna fucking take the Kane thing and I'm gonna make it the best that I can. So I bring Kane on. Kane, the bunnies love Kane. Everybody loves Kane. It's great. Blah 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 blah. Was there an undercurrent of me fucking hating Kane? Yes. Was I fucking annoyed with the things that he said? Yes. After he had been on my show, did I see that it was going to his head? Yes. Did I fucking hate it? Yes. Did I think that he was trying to fucking make himself big off of me? Yes. But did I stop it? No, because I was in a big fuck you to Manners moment, and I was like, the end justifies the means. The end is to get immersed in here, learn my shit so that I can be the fucking fangirl that I wanted to be for Kirk. Okay? And I don't have a problem saying this. That whole thing ends up fucking being a problem. Fuck that. Done. Then there's this whole shit with this Pat Ford. Pat Ford said some nasty ass fucking shit about me. Dirty, stupid fucking shit. But I had positioned myself where he hates Kane and Kane hates him. So now I'm on the outs with Kane. So now let's be friends with Pat Ford. Let's bring him on as a mod. Do you get where I'm going with this whole thing? And by the way, side note to all of it, Pat Ford is fucking funny. His humor, I get it. But this whole thing with Pat Ford made a lot of sense because it pissed off Kane. And I fucking loved pissing off Kane. So I was like, fuck this. Absolutely. This is the move. This is the move. Then I meet Jake on a space. BDO is like fucking going at him incessantly. What? It's like it's like the AIM chat rooms where you hear the door open. The door opens. In comes BDO. He doesn't say anything other than like, fuck you, retard. That's exactly how it's. Your dad's a dead faggot. That's the first thing you hear when BD walks into a space if Jake is in there. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, this is insane. Then BDO starts calling me in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Sir, you don't know me that well. So I'm managing all of these fucking wayward souls. And then I'm like, you know what? Jake is a nice kid. Jake's a nice kid. Jake tried to kill himself. Jake had a DUI. Jake's life was in shambles. He's like revisiting his life. He's trying to like start over. I'm like, I am a champion for the underdog. I am like very, like I see the good in people first, and it takes me a while to see the bad. And also, in the absence of Kirk, all of these people are just kind of like out here with nothing to fucking do. I just recognized it's not going to work. Like, and my husband, like, basically, like, set me straight on this. He's like, Jessica, let it go. And that's how I feel. I feel like I have to let it go. I'm sure some of the besties and the bunnies are going to go, I told you, and I hated this. It's my show. It's what I do. I have to take the sweatshirt off. I have to look at it as, is my life better before KMS people or after? And it's not better. It's all drama. It's very hurtful to be on that space and to hear Jake say, Jess likes me more than I like her. It was very hurtful. And I'm going to tell you why. I like really am pulling for Jake. Like in life, not on like KMS or in shows. It's just really hurtful. And so how I deal with those types of things is we fight or flight, we flight with that. We run. We're not going to put ourselves in positions of like getting hurt or like, you know what I mean? So here I was like really like liking Pat Ford, you know what I mean? And I was like, you know, he's so funny and he's a mod. We just got rid of him because I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm going to get hurt by any of these people. And her, I mean, like, listen, not like fucking real hurt, but like, even if it makes me upset or sad, I'm not putting myself in that position anymore. So we're mitigating risk, so to speak. And we're just eliminating all things KMS because I think it's just going to end up being like a hurtful thing. And that's it. I don't actually belong there. I don't belong there. As much as I wanted to be there, it was all for the wrong reasons. I just liked Kirk. I was fangirling over sports Kirk days. And it's not that anymore. And it is what it is. And so I'm not even really that sad about it. I'm just like, I made the decision. And you know, if you feel like as one of my followers, like, good, I fucking hated this. If you were one of the ones in the comments that for months was like, I fucking hate this KMS shit, like, you can gloat. I'll give you today. You can gloat. I'm just sad about it. I'm over it. It's not that deep, but it really is just something that I was just like, I don't know. Why can't I crack this? You know what I mean? Maybe it's just, it was never meant for me. Right? Maybe I wanted it to be for me, but it's not for me. So anyway, that's pretty much where we're at. So no offense to Pat Ford, but I got rid of him as a mod. You know, I'm not going to hang out with Jake on the interwebs anymore. But the only thing that I know for sure that will never change is fuck Kane. Like, fuck that guy. He's so obnoxious. He's insufferable. Ugh. So anyway, let me pull out my agenda. Let's see where we got. Where are we on the agenda? Let's see. Anthrax, Pat Ford, Jake, Valerie. So that's it. Listen, Valerie, again, I'm going to just smother you with love. You're my favorite Black queen, Black excellence. I love you so much. Your husky voice, if I was a lesbian, would be definitely one I want, like breathing in my ear as we were scissoring. I love you so much. There's nothing you can do to change that, Valerie. Team Valerie over everybody and everything. I think. I'm not sure. So there's that. Georgia's bedroom. So Georgia is always and has always been the child that is just making me like try my patience. Georgia's room is an absolute pit right now. Okay. Now, Jack's room is always and has always been the cleanest room of all of my children. He is just very picky on the way things are. He's a guy, but everything is always the same. It's clean. It's not messy. It's always neat. I don't know what else to say. It's just no issues with his room. I may have to prompt him or nudge him to get the vacuum or whatever, but his room is just neat. The worst thing in Jack's room is like 47 water bottles. Like and chewed up water bottle caps. It's a pet peeve, but I will not talk about it right now because compared to his sisters, it's fine. Julia's room would go through spurts of being an absolute disaster. All it took was one night out and her room would get destroyed. Whether it was the getting ready and trying on 1,000 outfits or the coming home after a night out and there's just fucking shit everywhere. Julia's room was a mess. Also, like, consumer. So, well, Julia's not a huge consumer, but like, Sheen hauls and stuff like that. The packages and everything. It's just Julia's room would go through that and it would get bad. And then we would go through it's perfectly clean. And I would go in and help her and we would clean it all out. And I'm talking all through teenage years and in her 20s when she lived here. I would help her clean. Like, this is whatever. I have no problem saying that. We'd reset her room. Georgia, her room goes to that place where it's a mess and she never cleans it. and she doesn't let me help her clean it. And it is a fucking disaster. So I said it yesterday. If you watched last night after I did Aiden's stream, I jumped on just to do a quick thank you to the bunnies. I did a quick live and there was a beetle in my room or whatever. Yesterday, obviously, was 90 degrees. All of the bugs are out. Usually, right around Memorial Day, we start getting the pool ready. And we will also do a check of all of like the screens in the house. Like we take the screens off for the winter. So we get the screens out, we clean them or whatever. We patch them up. We have an old house. But we opened the windows yesterday and somehow a hornet got upstairs in George's room. And she was trying to get the fucking hornet and she couldn't get it. And Jeff was like, I'm going to go kill it. I feel like there's a lot of hornets around my house every summer around this time, and it's problematic. I can't determine a nest anywhere. We haven't seen any nesting. It's not just my yard. I see them next door too or whatever. So there's just hornets. And one got into George's room and she's paranoid about it because one night years ago, a hornet got into her room, was on her pillow. Rightfully so. She's traumatic. So Jeff goes upstairs to like handle this and also to put in her air conditioner because she's on the 3rd floor. So normally we wouldn't do ACs this early, but she is on the 3rd floor and it's like the hottest part of the house. Jeff comes downstairs and he's like, have you been up in George's room like anytime soon? And I was just like, it's been like a couple weeks. And he goes, Jessica, it's a pit. So I went upstairs and I was like, Georgia, there is clothes on every inch of her floor. Every inch of her floor. Her desk where she does her makeup is covered in makeup and makeup wipes. Everything. I mean, it is like, it's really nothing else. It's clothes and makeup everywhere. There isn't one spot to walk on the floor. I'm pissed. Pissed. We do not have central air conditioning. We have an old house. Our house was built in 1906. We do have heat and AC splits in the wall downstairs in my mother's side of the house. So she has that. And then we have one in our back family room, but we do not have them on the 2nd or the 3rd floor. So the 2nd floor is air conditioners in the individual bedrooms and the 3rd floor as well, which is crazy because at any given time, we've had 4 ACs running upstairs. With the prices of electricity, last year we started to see it go up. I went the whole summer without an air conditioner as far as I could, as long as I could. Jack, we have the smallest air conditioners in each room. The electric bill is insane. The electric bill is insane. Well, listen, this is how it goes. We don't use a lot of electricity in the winter, but our gas bill is off the fucking rails. And then in the summer, my gas bill is like $20. And like literally, well, last summer it was like, I remember one month it was like $26, $27. I don't know what that's going to be like this year, but we don't use any gas. It's really just for hot water. Like that's it, showers. And we cook a lot outside. And I very rarely use the oven in the summer because it's hot in my house. So my gas bill is literally like $30, even if it's 50 or whatever. And then in the summer, we rack up the electric bill because we have a pool that we run 24/7. We have air conditioning. So I don't know. I am a little worried that we are going to see $1,000 a month electric bill this summer, I think. My last gas bill for the month, the highest one, I don't know if it was the February and the March one, was $800 for my gas bill for the month. I don't understand it. Anyway, it is what it is. So George's room is a mess. And so as it was not on my list today. Yeah, $800. It's insane. It's insane. Now, I have my mother's side of the house, and that's included. So just keep in mind, this is like a regular house, but then we also have another side too. So, and my mom has a split in there, but she doesn't like the split for the gap for the heat. So she uses the baseboard heat. But my house is big. I mean, my house is, it's big. Now, granted, prices are way more than they've ever been. I mean, it's crazy to me, but like I wasn't working and we weren't able to, like, you know, obviously make ends meet, but the utility payments were not nearly what they are right now. Like, it's insane. It's crazy. So anyway, I have to go upstairs and I have to clean George's room this morning. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. But I'm not going to let it go the week. We have too many things going on. She is working so many days. She's working so many days this week because taking time off for the wedding. So she's working today. She's working tomorrow. She has Wednesday off and she's working Thursday. But Wednesday we have manicures and pedicures. So, I mean, I have a whole schedule. So today's the day. I'm seeing comments and things about solar. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Are you kidding? Like, they come and knock on my door every fucking day. I'm not doing it. I'm going to be honest with you. I have learned to live without air conditioning if I have to. I don't put it on if I can avoid it. Never underestimate a good fucking fan, okay? Never underestimate a good fan. Hold on. If you don't clean her room, it will be your kryptonite and overwhelm. Oh, 100%. I made the decision yesterday. I knew that's what I was going to do when I got into the house this morning. I absolutely fucking knew it. I knew. Yesterday, I knew that this was going to be taking up my morning, and I have no choice. So, hold on one second. I got a message from the town administrator because I had sent him a message and said, hi, checking in on where we're at with the town sign update. Good morning, Jess. Regarding the signs, we have someone grabbing me quotes for signs similar to the ones that you sent me. I did forward him the pictures of those signs. Okay, great. Thank you for the update. Also, it looks like I have some certified mail coming from your office today. What's that about? That's funny that he's messaging me. So, you know how every morning I can get like an update of what's coming in the mail? They scan in your mail. If you don't know, you can do that. You can sign up for every day getting alerts. When they scan your mail in the system, they take a picture of it and they will send it to you in an email. And so every morning at like I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning, I get a picture of all the mail that's coming. And today I saw that I'm getting 2 certified letters from the town administrator. And shout out to Coach K Swizzle, who's usually in the chat. I sent it to the group text that he's in it. And I was just like, wonder what's this all about? And he said, probably about changes to public records requests since you're the biggest offender. Fuck you, Coach K Swizzle. I haven't put in a public records request in a long time. Well, that's a lie, but still. I wonder why I'm getting a certified letter from the town administrator in Somerset. I have no idea. But that's, so listen, that's not really a great update. Quotes for signs, similar. We're still on the quote stage. Awesome. Great. Thanks. So there's that. Somebody texted me early this morning and said, is there a Cliff Notes version? And I'm just reading that text right now. What does it say? Is there a Cliff Notes version of all of the legal matters concerning Turtle Boy? What has been dismissed and what is still pending? I think somebody can do this and that would be very helpful. But I would like it if somebody could do that. Could you put that together for me? Because I don't even know. And I don't know the dates and things dismissed. It gets a little murky when you start talking about the Lindsay stuff. So can somebody, if I had to answer this person, is there a Cliff Notes version of all the legal matters concerning Turtle Boy, what's been dismissed and what is still pending? I would like it to be able to answer that. Please and thank you. Ocean Behave can probably recite that. Probs. I clipped last night. I'm just looking. I clipped it, but it's so funny when Aiden comes on with me and the pictures in the background. I changed my photos to a picture of Aiden and Meredith and a picture of Aiden and Lindsay, the one from the Halloween party where she's dressed like the devil. And I put them in. So funny. I had Jeff go pick those up. I was like, go to Walgreens and grab these 2 pictures for me. And he's like, what the fuck is this? I was like, don't worry about it. And watching Aiden recognize in real time that it was a wall of shame behind me was so funny. I'm so glad we did that. I'm so glad I caught his reaction. It's so fucking funny. Oh, that was great. It was great. It was so funny. Wall art. Yes, it was very, very funny. All right. So that's that. Some people are kind of going crazy about these totals, by the way. Listen, I don't know. I didn't make that chart that I shared. One of the besties was making that chart and updating it. And so they sent it to me and that's it. I'm not in charge of those things. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. All right, let me go back and look at my agenda. It's 9 o'clock. You know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be fucking cleaning George's room. What is this? A security alert? What does that mean? Somebody's trying to hack my shit again. What do you do every Monday morning? Change your passwords. You all think that's a joke. I've been saying that for forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Agenda. Hold on, let's get it. Oh, call her daddy. Alex Cooper is pregnant. Alex Cooper is pregnant. How far we have come from the Gluck Gluck days where Alex Cooper and Sophia with an F were talking about blowjobs on their show. And now Alex Cooper is wifed up and sharing maternity pics on the internet. This is a gentle reminder to everybody, whoever comes at me. Every single solitary person in an industry like this, where we talk for a living, goes through a renaissance, goes through a slut era, goes through a more formal era. It is a evolution that is constantly happening, and I don't like idols, and I don't like people I look up to and stuff like that. I understand, like, it used to get me mad when I was in school and people would be like, who's your hero? I guess we could look at it and say, like, I didn't have parents that I could look at as heroes, so I didn't have like good role models for me. And I think that was always by default. People were like, "Oh, my dad is my role model," and I didn't have that kind of a childhood where, I could look within the four walls of my home and say that the people in here were people I aspired to be like. It was the opposite. I say all the time, it was the blueprint on how not to raise my children. So I don't know. And I lived such a sheltered life, and I really did live a sheltered life, that like I didn't even really know like where I could find a role model. And so I used to hate the questions or the writing prompts of like, who's your hero? Me, bitch, me. I'm my hero. I made it, right? So I don't have that. I also never encouraged my children to have heroes, superficial heroes like sports or musicians or people in never, because I always say those people are just regular humans that do exceptional jobs that are very public, and that there are people who do exceptional jobs that you never even get to see. And those people are also like just human and flawed. And I never wanted my children to ever build up loving somebody so much that in the event that that person did regular human things, that they would ever feel like they were let down. So I hated the question, who's your hero? Nobody. I'm my own hero. I also, if you haven't figured it out, I don't copy anybody. I don't copy people. I use my own creativity. I make my own path. I never look at what other people are doing, except when I'm like trying to like compete, like number wise, or like, you know what I mean? Like to best myself. But everything I've built here, everything I've done is my own style. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. When I worked at Bank of America, I had my own style, which is why I was a fucking #1 in customer service in the company for like a brief moment, right? It's very competitive in Bank of America. But my location was #3 in the company right after I started like really coming into my own. I compete with myself and have good old fashioned competition with my peers, but I don't look to other people as idols or heroes. With that being said, I can recognize in people things that like I can identify with in myself. Martha Stewart is one. With all of the adversity, she was a mother first. Like she built her brand after that. She was in jail, all those things. But also Alex Cooper. I look at Alex Cooper, and she understood what she was doing. It was all sex sells, and she was talking about things like unabashedly talking about sex, blowjobs, all of these fucking things, and built her fucking brand. And then as she matured and got older, she was like, okay, well, we don't necessarily have to talk about that. Let me interview. Now she built such a base that getting real famous people to come on her show was like, she didn't have to chase the people, they were coming to her, because it's like she had such a platform. And so I'm like just watching that, you know what I mean? And the evolution of her and her brand and things like that. And I think she's at a lull right now, because like, is there really any, like, I don't know, she's pregnant. So now where's that demographic? But those people have grown with her. You know what I mean? So I think, I don't know. The evolution of the call her daddy brand is something I watch. And I'm like interested in the next part of that as a mother and stuff like that. It's very interesting. Never forget the Kamala interview. Yeah. I mean, granted, you're like, that's a really great talking point. Like I can't ever truly identify with her, as she is obviously a Dem. But if you didn't know, Alex Cooper went to the same high school as me. I went to Council Rock, and so did she. We grew up not in high school that same area. Anyway. What does this say? Will you spend more time using your gift of writing now that the boys are out the back door? So I have been wanting to write a little bit more. Writing, I've explained this, is a very interesting thing for me. When I sit down to write, I usually write just like I talk. I write straight through. I never stop. It's like a thought in my head. It's almost completely it's written in my head, and I type and I don't stop. So I have a thought. I know what I'm going to think about. I know how I'm going to write it. Like, I want to write about Ann Brensley and this bullshit with the lieutenant governor thing. I have all of the thoughts in my head. I know exactly what it sounds like. I know exactly where it's going to go. I'm going to sit at the laptop. I'm going to write it out. I'm going to publish it. The problem I have with writing is it's crazy to me, but it seems so final and so permanent. We're talking, even though I know it's permanent, even though I know it's being recorded, even though I know it's published and it's out there, it still feels to me less permanent than actually writing it, and it's more formal. I want to write, but I don't want everybody to take it so seriously. So it needs to be framed as like a daily digest or something like that. Like, I've been thinking about like my diary thoughts, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to look at the writing the way it had been, which is like, these are my formal pieces. You know, my article for the fucking Karen Reed Juror was there. You know what I mean? Like, it's a formal space. I need it to be less formal. And that's kind of holding me back. I do have this like thing where until something is like almost forced, I don't do it. But I do want to write more. I do. Also, there is a kind of like a hard stop with everything after the wedding. Like, there's so many things that I keep saying after the wedding. Like, I built my studio space with the Jess Machado background. I did that interview for Main Wire. It's sitting there and it's ready to go. I can't do anything on there yet. You know what I mean? Like, we've got wedding stuff to do. So post-wedding, we have a lot of things on the agenda. But again, we have a whole summer to do that with no restrictions for kids and schools and things like that. It's like we've got a whole summer to kind of like do all of this. After the wedding, we are planning meetup number 2. After the wedding, there is going to be a meetup at the Tiverton Casino. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be sitting at a slot machine. I am going to have a Shirley Temple with 4 cherries. And you can sit near me and you can talk, but we're working on slot machines. And then Meowser's going to be there. What day is it that we have to go pick up? Thursday. We have a whole schedule. 1,000 things on the schedule. It's in the house. I can tell you Thursday, we are going to meet Julia. She's having a half day at work. I'm going to go pick her up. We've got to go pick up the wedding dress. For the final alteration is done. It's been done. Well, it will be done. We got to go pick it up. Then we are getting pedicures. Julie and I, pedicures. Wednesday, I have manicures with Georgia because I split it up because my girls' schedules wouldn't work. So we're splitting up things. So we'll have nails on Wednesday, pedicures on Thursday. Yes, we were going to have a CNO day together. It will most likely be a Saturday night. I cannot and will not look at the chat when people say, I can't make it at night. Can we do it on a Friday? During the day would be better. Listen, I'm fucking telling you, Saturdays are date nights with Jeff. There will be a Saturday. I don't know exactly. I'm assuming the one after the wedding. And I'm going to say I'm going to be at the Tiverton fucking casino starting at 6 p.m. If you want to come there and hang out, you can come there and hang out. That's it. That is it. We're not getting into semantics, nothing. No. We'll bring TT. How about the time I actually fucking met Lauren Tanzi in real life? I don't know, was it last year or the year before? I'm in fucking Foxwoods, sitting at a slot machine. And this woman on the side of me is like, "Are you Jess Machado?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "I'm Lauren Tanzi." And I'm like, "Bitch, what the fuck are you doing here?" I think it was 2 years ago for my birthday. I was there. I wasn't looking great either, Lauren. I'm sorry, but like, I'm in my fucking natural habitat. It was my birthday weekend. It was my birthday. Huh, that's funny. That's funny. Listen, if you happen to catch me walking into the Tiverton, because listen, Jesus. You know, I'm not saying I'm like, no. It didn't mute. Do you know what happened? I I'm sitting in my driveway and my phone overheated. It was on my dashboard and it overheated and my phone completely shut down. It shut every app down, like automatically. That was crazy. I didn't realize it was that hot. Holy shit. All right. Anyway, you guys can hear me, yes or no? Okay, obviously, because Moon's over my hammy says, damn son. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not saying I'm Ginger from Casino because I would never do what she did to Sam Rothstein. But do I 100% know the doorman at the casino in Tiverton by name? Yes. Do I fist bump or shake the hands of some of them when I walk in? Yes. 100%. Mr. Correa has a ponytail. Don't worry about it. Now, there is a problem happening at Tiverton Casino. The problem is I would say even maybe a year ago, if I happened to go into the casino during the day, there was a good chance that there were a bunch of the old timers that I've known from back in the Belmont Club days there. Okay. So I'm talking about Steve Winslow, Billy Martin, Cookie Mello. Okay. This is a very sad thing to say, but we are at the point now where those men are either passing away or too old to go to the casino. And it is actually very fucking sad for me. It's very sad for me. I can't explain or wouldn't be able to articulate properly. Maybe I could write about it, but there was something different, unique, and special about the relationship I had with these men. They were all friends of my father's. They were all degenerate gamblers. They were all the best conversationalists. and they are all getting old and they are all passing away. Billy Martin died last year, and I am so glad that I got to see him as frequently as I did. And my dad passed away first, then Billy Martin. Russ Winslow is still kicking. I'm a little worried I haven't seen Cookie Mello in a while. He's like Teflon. That guy beat cancer. They used to have a craps table right when you walked in the door. And I don't know why they moved it, but they fucking moved it. But when I would walk into the casino, my husband will tell you, the very first thing I did is I went right over to that table to go see Cookie Mello. I would give him a hug, tap him on his shoulder. I'd watch him throw fucking $200, $300, $400 worth of chips every fucking time. And I would just talk to him, and he would always say something like, do you remember that one time? And you know what I mean? And I would like talk to him, and I'd always like, say to the guy on the side of him, like, keep an eye out on this guy. And I'd nod my head to the dealer, you know what I mean? And like the last couple times I was there with him, he had someone with him that was kind of like a handler and driving him around. Cookie Mello, by the way, owned, I don't know how many, but many Dunkin' Donuts. Many Dunkin' Donuts. He's a very, very rich man. Very, very, very wealthy man. But hardworking all the way. And I was just very lucky that he liked me. Anyway, it's sad. Because I know, like, obviously one day he's not going to be here anymore. And Billy Martin was just one of my favorites. Every time we would see each other at the casino, Billy Martin was a slots guy. He didn't like the tables. So Billy Martin and I would always be like walking past each other, and he'd be like, "How much you up?" I'd go, "How much are you up?" And he's like, "I'm down." And then he'd be like, "I'm up. I'm going to go on this side." Anyway, so I guess my question is, who am I part of the next generation of these people that go there? I can't hang like these guys used to. These are rich people. You know what I mean? Pretty well. I guess I have to, so what is my next era? I have to be that person that the next generation would walk into the casino and go over and shoot the shit with. And am I not really poised for that? Do I not know all the tea and all the gossip? If you see me at a casino, isn't there a good chance I am going to gossip with you? Yes, yes. I am actually poised to be the replacement. Right? The only problem is I don't have the money for that. I don't know how these guys, I don't know. So anyway, it'll have to just be, we need a cheaper version. We need a backroom slot machine. Oh, place. We need a backroom location, backroom slot machines, like Leo Pelletier when he had that storefront and it had like fucking slot machines in it. Anyway. All right. I think I hit everything on my agenda. Let me just pull it out, take a quick peek, and then you know where I'll be for the next 2 fucking hours. Cleaning George's room. And Nanthrax, check. Pat Ford, Jake, Valerie, check. George's mail, town hall, wedding, politics. I'm not getting into the politics this morning. I just don't feel like it. I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling it. Anything else I need to talk about? Anything else that I need to know? Do you know the song Winds Through the Olive Trees? Winds through the olive trees, softly did blow. All right. Anything else? We can't do a 3-hour show today because we got to go clean George's room. There's just the fucking Ronda fight on Saturday. What was that? 15 fucking seconds? Well, That girl that Ronda Rousey fought had gained like 100 pounds, and she felt like inspired to get back in shape and fight her. And listen, can I just be honest with you? I'm not a big MMA person or whatever. I prefer boxing. Just so you know, like when Manny Pacquiao was fighting, I never missed a fucking fight. I mean, I had to go to fucking Hooters in Warwick to watch it, but I was not missing Manny Pacquiao fights, like, at all. And I was really, really, really into it. And then MMA really started becoming like a bigger thing, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big MMA person or whatever. I don't know. Amir Khan was like one of my favorite fighters. Amir Khan, I was trying never to miss a fight of his. I don't know if that's how you say it. Amir Khan. Khan. I loved Amir Khan. I love Manny Pacquiao. I love those fights. However, it's basically like that you get what you get and you don't get upset. Like mentality in my life. Like, I don't care if the fight is 30 seconds or like they go the full time. I don't care. I find all of that is what makes it great. We're talking about it on Monday morning. Ronda Rousey came in and fucking took her out in 15 seconds by submission. Wasn't a knockout or anything. And that we're talking about that. That's memorable to me. I love fights. I also don't know much about it, but if Foxwoods ever has fights, somebody like tell me, somebody find me the rich women who can comp me. Just send me to a boxing match. I've never been. It's on my bucket list. I want to go to a boxing match. 100%. So yeah, I mean, I love it. If you haven't figured it out, I love sport in general, right? I love competition. It was on Netflix. That's the other thing. Again, fucking Netflix. I just fucking hate it. You know what I mean? I just, whatever. Anyway. Let me see. That was going to lead me to say something else. Boxing fight. Oh, Fairy Godmother Linda. Two things. Hold on. Let me open I was going to open my windows, but I just saw Hornet. So, two things. Arkansas Bestie was supposed to be going to Vegas, and apparently there was some birds on the runway or something, and their flight was canceled. So she ended up not going. And basically her and Boss Man were like at a local casino in Oklahoma or something like that. And then she sends me a picture and a video of like a Volkswagen Bug, like an old one, like restored. And I go, oh, like here I am. I'm thinking, oh, did they like, are they at a car show or whatever? And I'm going, what's that? And she's like, oh, it's our Volkswagen. I was like, oh, it's yours? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, we restore them. We have lots of them. What the fuck does Arkansas Bestie and Boss Man do for a living? Who died and left them a fortune? What do they do? My interest is now piqued. It's very similar to Fairy Godmother Linda, where they are wealthy women, and I wonder what and how it came to be. Also, Arkansas Bestie, I don't know if you remember, they were on the 10,000 episode. Arkansas Bestie is very pretty. Very pretty. If she were closer and was a YouTube content creator, I would feel a little jealous. I did actually say to her, you should start your own fucking channel. You have so many things you could be talking about. Like, just go talk about whatever you're doing with your money. Or your husband. Also, I do feel like they're very similar to Jeff and I. Like, they were at a bar. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, shout out to Arkansas Bestie. whatever you're doing today with your wealth. Speaking of that, fairy tale godmother Linda messaged me, and she did I tell you this? Fairy godmother sent me a text message and she said, get your passport ready, or I hope you have your passport, because they bought another property, this time in Cabo, and she just, just flew out there to go check on the status of it being built, or closed on it. Who knows exactly what was happening, but it smelled and looked like money. So they're building their palace out in Arizona, but apparently there's some sort of mob interest with the concrete that's being used out there. so, things are on hold. I don't know exactly. That's probably not true, but there's something happening. So she sends me a video of her. So it's her. You can see you see her husband. They're in Cabo. And it's the construction of their unit in Cabo, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is on the coast. It's stupid. So what they are doing is they are just buying properties, and then they will rent them and make money off of them. And it's wild to watch, like, this facet of humanity because I don't know anything about this. Can I say, in retrospect, though, I will say this: when Ron and I were together, there was some wealth there, and I don't think he knew what to do with it, and he didn't invest in property or anything like that. We invested it in, like, money market accounts, like, we had an advisor or whatever. And so I feel like this would have been way more fun had we been doing that. You know what I mean? Like, made some money, but, like, isn't it more fun to be like, we're going to go check on our investment property in Cabo? And so it was a real big missed opportunity for me. Now, granted, I was in my 20s, so what the fuck did I know? But anyway, fairy godmother was in Cabo, just jetted over there. I do pray for her. She's in planes a lot, and I just think, like, with that comes the frequency of maybe something happening. I hope when she's flying, she's not one of these wealthy people that are on, like, a 4-seater, because they don't want to be around the poors. So I hope they don't, like, say, let's just go on, like, a private jet, because every day you hear about, like, these philanthropists that are on planes and then the planes crash. And can you imagine if, like, here we are becoming, like, emotionally attached to fairy godmother, and they're in a plane, and you know what I mean? It's on the news, and they're like, oh, philanthropist Linda and Lemaire and her husband, former Microsoft executive, plane crashed. They were on the way to go see their property in Bermuda. And I'm just, like, watching the screen and just like, what? I can't. So I'm hoping that she's taking, commercial flights, please. This is the way my brain thinks. It really does think that way. Anyway. The birds are out of control over here. I have to refill the bird feeders. Robins, cardinals. Linda doesn't need plain prayers. She does. I'm not even joking when I say that. That's literally what I thought about Cabo. I was like, is she on a private plane? Like, I don't want to have to, like, worry about that. Because it's a very interesting dynamic, and I'm sure she'll listen to this on replay because she's West Coast, or who the fuck knows where that bitch is today. But, like, the very first time she reached out to me and she was like, here, I have this thing, I want you to go. I was like, I don't trust her. I don't trust this lady. I don't know her. You're crazy. No. And even when we were, like, making the plans to go, she was endearing me with the way that she emailed me, because it's very funny, and I would probably do the same things. But, like,
even then I was still not quite sure because they're strangers. But over time, I was kind of like, she's legit. I'm always worried about people. Flying is safer than driving. Diane, Jess, I just re-listened to your distancing from KMS. Truly inspiring. You have them right where you want them now. That's not exactly what I was saying. Like I am, it's not, Diane, did you hear what I said? It's about protecting myself. It's protecting my soft heart. I'm just a baby. There is a squirrel now that has found his way over to the bird feeders. He is down on the ground. He is looking for things that they don't want. Good morning, Colleen. Randall crashed out on Turtle Boy last night. Styling here. My daughter is flying today, Texas to Boston. I foresee no issues. I don't even have 1 ounce of a bad vibe. Styling hair, can I call you shortly, please, so we can go over schedule for wedding? Sorry. Oh no. Why is she going to miss her flight? Why? Is it bad weather? It's ridiculous weather here. Aiden called him on the show last night. What do you think Karen Reed thinks about what Turtle Boy raised? I think everybody who hates Aiden was put on notice last night. Everybody who hates Aiden was put on notice. I think that when we were talking earlier in the week, last week, and we were like spitballing, could he raise 50? Could he raise 100? I think that it's very obvious we could have raised 100,000. I think if it hadn't been such a nice day, he could have raised the 100,000. I think a lot of people were out and about and didn't come back. Although I do believe like many people would like, I think many people like made sure they prioritized coming in and donated. But I just want, I want to just say this. Just before I went on, so in the middle of the day, one of the besties was texting me and was like, make sure you share that you're going to do it. And I hadn't even thought about it, but I didn't share it on Facebook. I didn't share it on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even promote it. In my mind, I kept thinking it's actually like a bad move when it comes to politics. Like I just assumed people knew. You never know if people know. You never know if people don't remember. You know what I mean? So like I don't know, like Turtle Boy did enough promoting, but did everybody else do enough promoting across all social media? And the answer to that is no, I didn't do enough. I could have been doing something every day. I could have been, I could have messaged people directly on Facebook, like in Facebook Messenger. I could have sent a link and be like, hey, I'm going to be on during this time. Like, granted, we talked about it and we were ready, but I think the other 20,000 was left on the table. So anyway, that's my point. Aiden called everybody last night. Youngest is moving to New York the beginning of June from Washington. So nurse, she's just a baby. She'll be fine. So I want to also like get online and take a look at all the comments. I want to go back and see what people were posting online. No, the show prior on Saturday, he called people. Oh, Ocean Behave. I used to do a lot of fundraising. There's an art to it. Karen Reed gets what her fundraising efforts deserve. That is true. The goal was for 50,000. He hit 80,000. He hit the 50K while he was on with me. And everybody, it was great to watch. I mean, obviously you were watching the pace of everything. You knew you were going to hit the 50K. And I was kind of like checking and refreshing to see the the number go up. Shout out to Jessica Walsh. Jessica Walsh donated $1,000 during our bunny hour, which I very much appreciate. I think he could have made more, correct. Correct. I also think that is a very so you guys remember like when Karen did her first fundraiser, like you want to see, and I'm sure the chat remembers, but like, thank you, Ben. Ben, the whole time I was thinking if I could raise $10,000 in an hour for Aiden, could I raise $10,000 in an hour for a political candidate? I bet I could. Bet I could. Different crowd, but like I bet I could. So what was I just gonna say? Shit. Oh, so when Karen Reed did her first fundraiser, you know, does anybody remember how much did she make that first fundraiser? I don't know if the short sleeve team would want me to do that. Like, would they want me to do an online fundraiser where people donated to him? I don't know if he would want that. I always worry that like who I am and what I do is actually a detriment to a campaign as opposed to a support. You know, I don't know. So 24,000 for Karen, right? So my thing is this, like everybody remembers when she did that first fundraiser, we were all like anxiously watching and waiting to see what it was going to look like because we equate financial support to actual support. And oh, I just got a message from the town administrator. It's the Republican and Democratic parties have to submit names of Republicans or Democrats from each side to be poll workers. This is something that we fought for. I have no problem actually sharing this. So the so you have poll workers, right, for each town to work an election. And we uncovered once we started our Republican town committee because it had been defunct for so long. But we uncovered that, let's just say the town of Somerset has to hire 20 poll workers for each election, right? The poll workers that are hired are supposed to be equal or as close to equal as possible, Republicans and Democrats. And the way to do that is we have a bylaw in our town, which is the Democratic town committee and the Republican town committee is supposed to submit names to the town clerk's office of Republicans, doesn't have to be part of our committee, but Republicans to be poll workers. And that was not happening in Somerset. They had a running list of poll workers. The majority of them were either Democrats or unenrolled, and there was no equal representation of Republicans on the list of people who were working the polls. Why does that matter? Ballot integrity, watching the elections. If you fill a room on an election day with a bunch of fucking Democrats working the polls, nobody is going to say or do anything because that's how fucking elections go. And so we fought back. First of all, we extracted the fucking law. We showed everybody the law. Of course, the town clerk pushes back and it's like, well, this is how we've always done it. And I was like, that's great, but that's not how we're going to do it going forward. And we fought and they made us fight. They had a special meeting to accept our Republicans as suggested poll workers. And essentially, we changed it so that this is what happens every every year now. So they have to send a certified letter to us, which they've never done before. I've never received a certified letter. Receiving a certified letter to as the chair of the Republican committee. Now I'm going to get a letter, and I'm going to have a deadline where I have to like give them a list of names of people that we would like to be poll workers. If you live in a town or a city, might I suggest, as a pet project, if you care about ballot integrity, if you care about elections, and we have a big one coming up in November, might I suggest doing this? First, go to your town clerk or send an email. You don't even have to leave your house, and say, I would like a copy and list of all of the poll workers for my town. They have to give you the names of the poll workers. And then also ask for the voter registration list in your town. The person who is a poll worker should be on that list, and you will be able to see if they are an independent, Republican, or a independent. Just do basics. Look at the list. If you have 40 people, right? Say you're from a big town, 40 people, get the names and then find them in the database and find out if they are Republican, Democrat, or independent, and then report back to me. Let me know what percentage of your poll workers are Republican, what percentage of your poll workers are Democrat. Start with that. Then, like, that's the next step, is put in a public records request and see if your town has a Republican and Democratic town committee. And then put in a public records request and ask for a copy of the letter that I was just sent today, which is submit a list of people to your town to be considered to be poll workers. Now, here in Somerset, great story for another day. What they fucking made us do to jump through the fucking hoops to get my Republicans to be poll workers was a fucking joke. Fuck this town clerk in Somerset. I'm done with her shit. But what she made us do, what she was doing, disqualifying some people because she claimed that they were fucking working for candidates, because you can't work for a candidate. Meanwhile, the second that she said that and was like, oh, so-and-so can't be a poll worker because I saw her holding a sign for another candidate, I fucking sent people out around this town and found other poll workers on the Democratic side who had lawn signs on their fucking lawn. Somebody say, what is the, okay, I can tell you about the demonetization. So I got a message from the person who kind of like runs his YouTube channel. She told me that when he played the Rider video, they got copyrighted. So she has to edit out the copyrighted portion of it. That's it. So it's temporary. They have to cut it out. I guess at the end, Sparkly Rabbit was also dancing to a song. Anytime there's music, it's a potential risk. Laura, you know exactly what I said. I hate that it's going to lose the live chat. I was telling the girl that does it this morning, and I don't know if you guys know who she is, so I'm not going to say who she is, but so it's not demonetized yet. It's copyright strike because there was some songs on it, some clips. The Tick Tick Boom song got picked up, and then I guess maybe at the end too, there was some music as well when there was some dancing. So they just have to edit it out. The person who is in charge of all this is obviously very smart and capable. They're going to remove it. And yes, it's Laura. And yeah, Laura from London. Bitch, I didn't know she was fucking British. She sends me an audio today and I was just like, bitch, you're British. So if you were watching the stream yesterday, I had queued up the video and the volume was off. It was muted, but Aiden couldn't figure out how to add it to the stage. And so I sent him the link and it had the volume up. But I actually thought about it in advance, but it just was the way that it ended up working. So they just have to edit it out. But yes, the live chat will be lost, which is the absolute worst for something like that. I'm very sad. Very, very sad. going to get something. I just want to read it. I just want to get this email that I sent. Let me find it. I actually feel like it would not have been in 2024. Would have been in 2025, which would, I think, right, last year. Let me see. I want to find something. Mm, nope. Town clerk changed her email address. Now I'm very upset because okay, so it's not that one. So it's this one. It's not a strike against this channel. Hmm. So this is the response that I sent our town clerk. This is when she was basically saying there were issues with our poll workers. Caitlin, before I get into the objections I have to what you've written, I want to state how utterly disappointing it has been to watch you and your office mismanage every single facet of the addition of Republican poll workers to the town's roster. Each day you have the opportunity to leave a legacy of professionalism behind you, and yet from the very first day I contacted your office about poll workers, right up until your very last email, you have done everything but. Residents who wish to participate in their local elections should never have to fight as hard as we have had over the past month. With all that being said, the policy that the Board of Selectmen voted on, which was clearly cultivated out of our haste, is poorly written at best and a violation of our constitutional rights at worst. First of all, your definition of actively affiliated with a campaign states 1, holding signs or knocking on doors in Massachusetts advocating for or against a candidate or a question appearing on the ballot, or posting on publicly viewable social media advocating for or against a candidate question appearing on the ballot. Holding signs is indeed an example of being affiliated with a campaign, but what about a sign on someone's front lawn? Does the display of a sign on the property owned by a poll worker not constitute being actively affiliated with a campaign? There are hundreds of lawn signs across Somerset as I type this, showing a homeowner's active affiliation with a campaign. Your policy does not address that at all. In regards to signs, Pat Haddad herself distributed, quote, "Be kind" signs to residents of Somerset. She made a public social media post about it. Those signs are directly related to the candidate, Pat Haddad. What if someone has one of those signs on their lawn? One could argue that this is also a campaign affiliation, especially if the signs were paid for with campaign funds, which, by the way, they were. Posting on publicly viewable social media advocating for or against a candidate or question appearing on the ballot is equally as vague. What if someone posts on their social media page, but their page is not public? What if it is set to be viewed by just close friends and family? If I see a post of a candidate and it has an emoji reaction, such as a heart, would that not mean that a person using their social media profile, quote, loves the social media post and therefore showing an active affiliation with a campaign? What would be considered posting? Does it count if they share a news article that includes a candidate's name? What if a person posts on social media that they are a member of a union that has publicly endorsed a candidate? Does that not mean that they are actively affiliated with a campaign? Furthermore, what if a person posted a statement of support for a candidate last month and has not posted anything of the like since you sent your email detailing the parameters of the policy, but the post is still viewable by the public? Would a person need to eradicate all social media posts that they have in support of a candidate to avoid being in violation of this policy? If so, how far back would one go? And if I may, what if a person is the administrator of a page on social media and is posting support for a candidate, but their identity is not known? What if there are two people acting as administrators for a page, but only one is posting in support of a ballot question? How would your office authenticate who made the post? What about private social media groups that have members of the public in them but is hidden from your view? How would you know what kind of activity was going on in that group? The sheer scope of social media posts as your policy is written is impossible to monitor or verify. Your policy also does not mention anything about the numerous ways a poll worker may actively be affiliated with a campaign. Consider campaign donations, for example. If an individual has made a financial donation to a candidate, which in turn is used to purchase mailers that are in turn sent to voter homes, it would seem obvious that the person who made the donation was, quote, actively associated with the campaign. Campaign donations are public records available at your fingertips. Do you plan on reviewing all the financial contributions to each candidate and political action committee to see if a poll worker has made a donation? What if someone's husband made the donation out of a checking account shared by his wife, who is the poll worker? Does this policy reflect concerns over campaign affiliation of poll workers who may attend a campaign-sponsored event? If there are photos of a poll worker inside a restaurant attending an event hosted by a committee to elect a candidate, would that also not be considered actively participating in support of a candidate? How could you authenticate if a person was actually at the event, the establishment was open to the public at the time, and they just happened to be eating dinner there? I could go on and on about how this policy has clearly not been thought out and list further examples of why it would be almost impossible to ensure complete transparency on someone's level of active affiliation with a campaign, but that is actually the least of my concerns. This policy, as it is written, is a clear violation of poll workers' First Amendment rights. Under the U.S. Constitution and the Massachusetts Declaration of Rights, cities and towns may not impose unreasonable restrictions on political speech, nor impose content-based restrictions on the display of signs unless such restrictions are narrowly tailored to serve a compelling interest. That in itself would exclude sign holding as being one of the parameters of your policy. Even further, the First Amendment and Article 16 prohibit the government from encroaching on residents' rights to free speech, which include the right to speak on political and electoral issues. Political speech is entitled to the highest form of protection. What is most concerning is that these restrictions, the policy, and the attempt at enforcing it have only ever been demonstrated after our committee publicly stated that your office, in association with the Board of Selectmen, were in violation of Mass General Law by having not solicited the Somerset Republican Town Committee for a list of potential poll workers this past spring. The optics of your sudden interest in poll worker trustworthiness lend to a disproportionate scrutiny of poll workers from just one party. On behalf of all Republican poll workers, I've partnered with the American Civil Liberties Union on what I believe is a deliberate attempt by you and your office to restrict the rights of my fellow party members. I have evidence to believe that this was a politically motivated act rooted in retaliation after we requested access to employment as poll workers. Regards, Jessica Machado, Chairwoman of the Somerset Republican Town Committee. I don't know what's been going on in the chat while I was reading you my very well cultivated email, but I hope there's no fighting. Wait. Back it up. Who's saying that you can't swear? And what were the swear words? Bitches bitching in the chat. Thank you. I do like writing, but also like that is a very professional way of being like, bitch, do not fucking fuck with us. So town administrator responded to my message and he said, I bet what you're getting in the mail today is a certified letter asking you for that, which is a direct result of that email that I sent in 2024. Like, you better fucking ask us for a list of people. Even if I don't give you anybody, you better follow the policy. Someone's trying to stop people, hold on, from saying bad words in the chat, and I think that's crazy. Ooh. Let me scroll up. I'm trying to see. I see one comment at a time. No word salad. Ann Fallon. The host of the show, Chris, is like a sailor. Let's not start doing that. Hold on. Wait, we are not allowed to cuss in here. I'm not saying to leave, just don't need to say bad words. Noodle Mama. First of all, people in court doesn't leave. Language. Ocean, come hang out with Moons and me tonight at 8. Show at 5. At 8. Show 5. Let's go. Oh, show number 5. Hold on. Noodles. Noodles. You know better. We swears here. Okay? We swears. I was only talking to people in court. She told Shelby to fuck off. Oh yeah, that's allowed though, Noodles. Swearing's allowed and telling people to fuck off is loud. I empower adults who are listening to just block somebody if it doesn't work out. Just block them if you're not happy. We don't block. And also we swear, and you don't want to be given the nickname Cyberchick 2.0. So adults is the key word here, says Anne. I'm just messing people, calm down. Hey Jessica, it's not that big a deal. Don't let it get to you. Just keep scrolling. I have trauma from Cyberchick. Okay. Mostly muffins. Wait, that's a good name. I have not experienced this before. I am fucking dying in this car. Jeffrey is home, so I can't have the car on. So I'm sitting in the car, all the windows are open, but it's facing the sun and it is hot. So I can't do this anymore. I need to go in the house. We have to clean George's room. Kid. We're going to get out. We're going to do sun salutations. Because we haven't done those in a while. Okay. All right. We're going to be done for the day. Oh, by the way, I did massive cleaning of the fish tanks this weekend as well. I didn't talk about that or mention that. To the bestie that sent me like a stone to put in Sam Rothstein's tank, his tank is too small. I think the stone you sent me is for 15 to 40 gallons. Sam Rothstein's tank is only 5 gallons. So I'm afraid if I put it in, it's going to be too much. I'm in the sunroom and I have to open all of these because it's hot. All my plants are in here, but I think this one has to come out because I think it's too sunny. Oh, a little bumblebee. It's growing really well, but the tips are getting a little burnt because it's so hot in here. So we have to maybe take them out of the sunroom because it's too hot. I don't know. I don't know how the plants go. All right. Hi, Quincy. Hi, Quincy. Oh, it's cool in here. Even without AC, it's nice and cool in here. Yeah. Yes, you're a sweet boy. I love you. Did Daddy give you ice cream cups? Or was that from last night? And maybe we didn't see it. Okay. All right, besties. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thoughts and prayers for me being in George's room for the next 2 hours. I'm going to just, get a trash bag to empty your laundry baskets and go to town. I will report back later. Have a great day.
It's all your favorite Jess Machado songs on one CD. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth, say goodbye to Jack. When I leave for Bunny After Dark, I'm not coming back. It's all the hits you've always loved in one place. Just so everyone knows, it's alright because I got Jeff his new guitar. And that's okay cause my family is the best thing for me. Whether you're singing in the car by yourself or hanging out with your besties, there's a song for everybody. How much is that coffee at Society? Last week it was 50 cents less. How much is that coffee at Society? I don't care if this causes a mess. Recruiting seagulls, dishing about politics, or just straight up gossiping, this is the CD for you. One low price of $19.99. The chat I can't see. I'm driving and the sun's in my eyes. I love 24 on 24. I said I'm getting all the views. Sorry, Brian and Crawford. I told you before. Don't fuck with me. I'm a Fall River whore. Don't fuck with this Fall River whore. All songs, all decades, all moods, all Jess. I got a new life, you'd hardly recognize me. I'm so glad that Kayla Churchill and Jen Altman are not in my life. I don't care about all of my stupid haters. That is right. Eat my asshole. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Get out of bed and call today.